Have you ever been headed in a certain direction and you realized you needed to course correct? Hey, it's Ted, and I'm here to teach you how to take back your power so that you can live an amazing life. Welcome to 40,000 Things. Today, I'm going to tell you a story about what happened to me this morning. So I woke up, my alarm went off at 5:30. I was planning to go for my run, and I hit snooze, and from snooze, I woke up, and then I had another little stumbling block and another little stumbling block, and my run, which is supposed to be 45 minutes, was not going to happen. So I started to get really bummed, and I was like, oh, this is such a bummer because I really want to run. I really love running. It's fall right now here in Southern California, and it's dark in the morning, and I love starting my runs. I know it's crazy, but I love starting my runs in the dark because I get to watch the sunrise. It's one of the most beautiful, beautiful times of the year because you get these amazing clouds, and it's incredible. And what was happening for me this morning was that time was being crunched and crunched and crunched. And I was trying not to get too frustrated, trying to figure out how I could solve it, and maybe I wasn't going to go to the mountains where I love to run, and maybe I'd just run on the road, but then maybe I wouldn't see the sunrise, and it would be cut short, and all these things were going on in my head. And so then I said, wait a second, hold on, stop everything. What I needed to do is just shift. So instead of going the course that normally takes me 45 minutes and 1,200 feet of climbing and super great, and I love it, and I do it a few times a week, maybe I just needed to go 20 minutes. Maybe I could go to the trailhead and just go up and down 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So I shifted my thinking, and I allowed myself to continue, and all of a sudden I had this big relief. I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. I get to go for my run still. I get to be in the dark, start in the dark. I know it's crazy, but I love starting in the dark. And then I still get to work out, and I get to go on a climb, because if I was on the road, it would be flat. But I got to climb, so my heart rate gets really high. And I get to watch the sunrise, and I get to be in nature, and I get to breathe the fresh air. Right? So I was able to actually have the amazing result that I was looking for, that I get every single time I go for my run, because I course corrected. I just said, well, maybe I'm not supposed to run 45 minutes today. I'm only supposed to run 20 or 30. And it worked for me. It totally worked. So my old way of thinking would have said, oh, well, forget it. This is horrible. It's so bad, and I don't know what I should do, and blah, 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 and maybe I'll just give up. All right? And it's like this doomsday way of thinking. But the new me, and my hope, is that if you have a similar situation, the new you is going to say, wait a second. Just because I'm hitting a stumbling block, just because I'm hitting a roadblock, doesn't mean I'm just going to throw everything out the window and have a temper tantrum and not do it, because who suffers? We do, right? And ultimately, we want to find the solution. So sometimes we just need to kind of jog a little bit, and pun intended, but we need to just shift a little bit and course correct. And it was so great this morning when I was up there and I was out there, and I got to the top of the hill and it was still dark. But I got to breathe in that fresh air, and I got to experience that, and it was so, so, so great. So the 3 things that you can do to stop this negative downward spiral, simple. I want you to just stop. So once you understand it, and we all get it, right? We all go, oh, I really want to do this. And then, something comes flying at you, and you realize you're not going to be able to do that. So you have to course correct. So the first thing to do is stop. Otherwise, you get frustrated, you get angry, and that comes out in some other weird way, and then people are angry at you. So first thing, stop, pause, wait a second, assess the situation. Is there some other way that you can pull some benefit from the experience? And finally, take that action. So stop for a moment, assess the situation, figure out what might be best, how you can salvage that situation, and then get into action and do it. Right? So like a typical reason why this may not happen is just maybe because you're just like, oh, well, forget it, I'm not going to do this, and you're going to stay in that negativity, or you're going to make excuses. Sometimes we'll make excuses and say, well, forget it, I'm not even going to be able to do a little bit, and now I'm just going to be a curmudgeon all day long, and that's not what any of us want. So ultimately, you want to avoid those mistakes, right? Avoid that negative thinking that's popping into your head on a regular basis. Now, what I want you to do is the next time that this happens, I just want you to commit to the fact that you're going to find a solution. Even if it's 20%, like for instance, my run went from 45 minutes to 30 minutes. Not such a big deal. I still got amazing benefits out of that experience. So don't let life's unexpected things, which will always come at you, throw you off balance too much. Course correct when you need to. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.